Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Izet Begovic and I'm pleased to present our research with the title Communicative Competence of Maritime English based on observation and interview student officer in the Level 1 training program at ISTIP Jakarta. I'm here as the representative of my senior, Captain Suwartini, as the lecturers at ISTIP Jakarta, and Professor Syafitri Purnama. Starting from the introduction and the background, effective communication in maritime English is vital for safety operations, especially on board multinational ships. In fact, over 80% of maritime accidents are linked to poor communication, highlighting the urgency of mastering maritime English. This study focuses on analyzing the communicative competence of maritime English among level 1 student officers. We aim to explore communication strategies, the gap between theory and practice, and how SMCP, Standard Marine Communication Practice, is internalized during training. And for our objective, we have three objectives here. First, to observe how student officers use maritime English in training. Second, to identify specific communication challenges they face. Third, to assess how well the IMO's Standard Marine Communication Practice, or SMCP, are understood and applied. From the previous study, we know that communicative competence is not just about grammar. It includes linguistic, sociolinguistic, and strategic abilities. Communicative competence, based on STCW convention, and SMCP, set global standard, but many institutions in Indonesia still struggling with effective implementation. And in addition, maritime English learning often emphasizes theory and grammar with minimal practice in real-time task-based communication. About the methodology, approach, and data collection, we use a descriptive qualitative case study method involving 50 student officers, 25 from the nautical department and 25 from the engineering department. So we arranged two classes. Data was collected through participatory observation during class and simulation and semi-structured interviews. We use thematic analysis to examine the data supported by triangulations and member checking to ensure validity. And about the result, first results, let me summarize the key finding. Linguistic, both groups understood terms but lacked fluency, especially in SMCP commands. For sociolinguistically, nautical students adapted register better than engineering students, who often remain literal and formal. Strategically, both groups struggled with clarification and paraphrasing. Engineering students often relied on gestures or code mixing due to limited vocabulary. In interviews, many students admitted a lack of confidence, especially in professional scenarios. Both departments expressed a need for more simulation and real context practice. And for the observation finding, our classroom and simulation observation reinforced the interview result. Students could recall vocabulary, but faced challenges in using proper sentence structure and maintaining fluency in real-time conversations. There was limited use of clarification, strategies, and inconsistent application of standard marine communication phrases. For the discussion here, we know that for the nautical student lack realistic radio communication training. For engineering students struggling with spontaneous technical conversation, Overall, training still focuses too much on theoretical knowledge rather than functional communication practice. And for the conclusion, for the last but not least, we conclude both nautical ANT1 and engineering ATT1 shouldn't have basic knowledge of maritime English. Both of them already have basic maritime English, but face strategic and performative difficulties. And a dominant theory-based approach is not enough to prepare them for real-world communication at sea. We recommend integrating more task-based and simulation-based learning, along with mandatory SMCP training for all departments. I think that's all for my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I'm happy to take your question. Thank you so much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.